AB, that is the MI of the semicircular section along the AB, or we can say that along the x-axis. So we have just found that value and you substitute it. Finally you will get the answer. The moment of inertia of the semicircular section about the centroidal axis is equal to 0.11 r raised to 4. Remember here, this standard form is in terms of the radius, while earlier standard values for the circular section and semicircular section we have found in terms of the diameter. At last, we can find the moment of inertia for the quarter circle. The same procedure you have to carry out. You can also take this as a homework and apply just the parallel axis theorem and perpendicular axis theorem in order to get the MI of the quarter circle along the x-axis and y-axis as well as along the centroidal axis. And I have given the answer here. Ixx would be the same as Iyy, which is equal to pi d raised to 4 by 256. And at last, by applying the parallel axis theorem, you can find out the moment of inertia of the quarter circle on the centroidal axis. So you can always summarize the standard values here. It would be very much useful in solving the problems. You must memorize it, as well as you should also know how to derive the standard values for the standard elements we have just discussed. At least for these elements like rectangular section, triangular section, circular section, semicircular section and quarter circle, you must know the value of the moment of inertia on the centroidal axis as well as along the base of the elements. With this background in mind, now we can proceed for the problems based on these theories. Now in the exam there are two types of the problems which can be asked. You will be given the figure or the lamina and one reference axis will be given to you, and you will be asked to determine the moment of inertia about that reference axis. And the second type of the problem, rather than giving the reference axis, you will be asked to find the value of MI about the centroidal axis. So I have just shortlisted the few steps you have to follow in solving the problem. Whatever the figure or lamina is given to you, first of all you have to discretize the given figure into the standard shapes. For example, in the given figure you discretize and divide into the shapes like rectangle or triangle or semicircle, like that. And after that you determine the MI of individual element on the given reference axis, and then at last the MI of the entire area about the given reference axis would be equal to the algebraic sum of the MI of its individual elements. The second type of the problem, as I just said, that you may be asked to find the MI about the centroidal axis. So whenever the word centroid is there, immediately you have to think of the centroid. So first of all, by the usual procedure, you have to find out the centroid of the given lamina. And then after, rest of the steps are very similar. You discretize the given figure into the standard shapes such as rectangle, triangle, semicircle, quarter circle, like that. And accordingly you determine the MI of each individual element about the centroid of the whole figure. And at last, the moment of inertia of the given figure, the whole figure, about the centroidal axis would be equal to the algebraic summation of the moment of inertia of the individual elements about the centroid of the main figure. Now I will take the few examples based on the theories, so the concepts will be clear to you. This problem, if you see, there is a rectangular plate is there, inside which the circular hole is cut. the dimensions are given, all the dimensions are in mm, and we have to find out the mi of this area about the x-axis. So what we can do here, the reference axis is directly given to us. So first of all, find out the mi of the rectangular section on the x-axis. Also find the mi of the circular element on the x-axis and simply subtract this value. So for the rectangular section, again, if you know the standard values, you can easily find out the value of the moment of inertia. During the derivations for the rectangular section, if you remember, we have found the value of moment of inertia on the two axes. One is along the base of the rectangle, which is BD cube by 3, and other one is at the centroidal axis of the rectangle, which is BD cube by 12. So in this problem, if you observe the figure, the moment of inertia of the rectangular section is on the base, which falls along the x-axis. So you can directly apply the standard values BD cube by 3. So in this solution, if you read the first line, Ix, that is the moment of inertia of the entire area about the x-axis, which is the base of the rectangle. So this is equal to BH cube by 3. Now B, that is the width of the rectangle, which is given as 100 mm, and H, that is the height of the rectangle, which is given as 150 mm. For the rectangle, you can easily obtain BH cube by 3. Now the second term of the first line of the equation, Ix bar plus ADY square, that is for circular section. Now you observe this figure carefully. For the circular section, you know the value of mi along the x-axis or the centroidal axis, which is equal to pi d raised to 4 by 64. But here we have to find out the mi of the circular section about the x-axis. So we have to transfer the value from the axis passing through the center of the circle to the x-axis as shown in the figure. So again we can apply the parallel axis theorem. The mi of the circular section passing through the axis from the center of it is pi d raised to 4 by 64. And what is the distance between the centroidal axis and the x-axis here? That is 75 mm. And the area of the circular section, you know, it is pi d square by 4, or simply pi r square. So substitute all these numerical values here, as you can see, and when you solve this thing, you will get the final answer. So this is the first kind of the problem where the given lamina is there, the reference axis is directly given to you, that is x-axis as shown in the figure, and you have to find out the mi of the rectangle section and then subtract the mi of the circular section from this. And while calculating the value of moment of inertia, just remember that you have to calculate the value of the elements about the given reference axis. So whenever it is required, you apply the parallel axis theorem and accordingly transfer the values. Now this is the second example. As you can see, the rectangular plate, on the top of it the semicircular cut is provided. So again you have to find the mi of this lamina about the x-axis. Here the x-axis serves as the base of the rectangle. So what you will do here, first of all find out the mi of the rectangle on its base, and then find out the mi of the semicircular section on the x-axis. So when you subtract these things, you will get the final answer. Now first of all find out the mi of the rectangular section on its base. We know the standard values of this, which is BD cube by 3. So B is 240 mm and depth of the rectangular section is 120 mm. So we obtain that value accordingly. And for the semicircular section here, as you can see, we know the values of the moment of inertia at the two standard axes. Say this is the semicircular section, and on the diameter or along the diameter, the value of the moment of inertia is pi d raised to 4 by 64. And we want to find out the value of the moment of inertia about the x-axis. So we cannot simply transfer the values of moment of inertia from the diameter of the semicircle to the x-axis. In this case, you have to remember that when you apply the parallel axis theorem, IAB equal to ICG plus AH square, you can only transfer the values of moment of inertia where one of the axis is the centroidal axis. So you cannot apply the parallel axis theorem for these two axes. You have to first of all find out the moment of inertia of the semicircle on its centroidal axis, and then you can transfer the values from here to the x-axis. For the semicircular section, the value of moment of inertia about the centroidal axis is 0.11 r raised to 4. This is 0.11 r raised to 4. So accordingly you can find out the values of moment of inertia. Now I will just quickly overview the different problems here. This is the again composite section. You are asked to determine the MI about the x-axis, which is the base of this given lamina. So first of all, you have to discretize the given figure into the standard elements. Here you can identify easily the three basic shapes: rectangle, that is element number 1, then triangle element number 2, and the semicircle element number 3. So in order to find the MI of this lamina, you have to find the MI of the rectangle on its base, then MI of the triangle on its base, and then find the MI of the semicircle on its base, and do the algebraic summation of this. Since there is a semicircular cut in the given figure, you have to subtract the value of MI for the semicircular section from that of the element 1 and 2. So for the rectangle, we know that either you can transfer it from the centroidal axis and apply the parallel axis theorem, and if you remember the standard values of MI for the rectangle on its base, you can directly mention BD cube by 3. Then we will move on to the triangle. For the triangle, the value of the MI on its base, that is BH cube by 12, and all the respective parameters are given. From the dimensions you can substitute the values and accordingly get the answer. And at last, for the semicircle, we know that we have just derived that the value of the MI at the base of the semicircle, which is equal to pi d raised to 4 by 128. And when you get all these values, you have to just do the algebraic summation. As I just said in the beginning, the MI of the rectangle plus MI of the triangle, and subtract the MI of the semicircle from that. This is again very stereotype problems where given figure is there, you identify the standard shapes. It is quite easy. You can observe from the figure there are three standard shapes here: the rectangle, the semicircle, and triangle. Accordingly you find the moment of inertia of all these elements, and you have to find out the moment of inertia along the x-axis, that is a base of this, and just carry out the same type of the calculations which we did. Only thing you have to remember is that when you apply the parallel axis theorem, you cannot transfer the value of MI from between any two axes. Must remember that when you apply the parallel axis theorem, one of the axes must be the centroidal axis of the element. So accordingly we have found the values for this, and finally just do the algebraic summation. Now This example where the word centroidal is that find the MI of T section about the centroidal x-axis. Whenever the word centroidal is there in the data, the first step comes into your mind should be to find out the centroid. Okay, so once you get the centroid, that is a usual formula like x bar equal to sigma ax upon sigma a, or y bar equal to sigma ay upon sigma a. Once you obtain the centroid, then you can locate the centroidal axis, and then you have to just carry out the similar procedure. Here first of all I have found the centroid, the y coordinate of the centroid for the T section, which is y bar equal to 75 mm, and then you discretize into the two standard shapes, which is the element number 1 and element number 2, and then you find out the moment of inertia of the element 1 about the centroid of the T section. Accordingly find the MI of the element 2 about the centroid of the T section, and only thing you have to use here is parallel axis theorem. Accordingly for the L shapes, so again stereotype problem, you have to find out the centroid, because you are asked to determine the MI about the horizontal centroidal axis. So first of all get the y coordinate of the centroid, then discretize the figures into the standard shapes, then find out the moment of inertia of these elements about the centroidal axis and centroidal axis of the T section. Accordingly there are number of problems given in the books, and the basic fundamental and the principle remains the same. So you just go through these two important theorems, and because of the time constraint I am just keeping the few examples here. Now let us focus on the one last important definition, that is the radius of gyration. I will first of all go through this definition of the radius of gyration. Without changing the value of the moment of inertia of any area or the lamina, if entire area is assumed to exist at a constant distance from the given axis, then that constant distance is known as the radius of gyration. I will just explain you on the sketch. For example, if I have this lamina here and this is our reference axis. Now if I want to find the moment of inertia of this area A about this axis, then first of all we need to discretize this